different face, different name, same story, same promises that never got kept, same version of you, giving everything, hoping this time will be different. Same moment where you are sitting alone wondering how you ended up here again. And the question is no longer about them. The question is about you. Why do I keep attracting this? Why can't I find someone who actually stays? What is it about me that keeps ending up here? I need you to hear this right now, before anything else. There is nothing wrong with you. But there is something happening inside you. A wound so deep you stop noticing it. A belief so old it feels like truth. And until Jesus touches that specific place, the pattern will not break no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you pray, no matter how many times you start over. Because you are not stuck in a dating problem. You are stuck in a belief problem. Today we are going to find that place. And we're going to let him in. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the wrong people keep finding you, and what has to shift for it to stop. Let me tell you about Jade. Jade, 24, who kept pouring herself into people who were never going to stay. Jade loved Jesus. She prayed. She read her Bible. She served in her church every Sunday. She was kind in a way that was rare, the kind of person who noticed when someone in the room was hurting before they said a word. But when it came to relationships, Jade had a pattern she could not shake. Every person she gave her heart to took it and left. Not always dramatically, sometimes quietly. A slow fade, an ignored message, a changed tone. And every time, Jade would find herself going over every detail. What did I do wrong? Was I too much? Was I not enough? Why am I always the one left? She prayed about it. She asked God to send the right person. She made lists of what she was looking for. She went to church. She stayed pure. She did everything right. And still, the same story. Different face, same ending. And one evening she was sitting in her car after another relationship had fallen apart. She was not even crying anymore. She was just tired. A question that rose up in her spirit, so clearly it stopped her breath. Jade, do you actually believe you are worth staying for? And that question hit her like a mirror, because she sat with it for a long time. And the honest answer broke her heart. No, she did not. She had been asking God to send the right person, while deep down believing she was the wrong one. And maybe that is you right now. And that belief, not your actions, not your looks, not your past, is the real reason the pattern keeps repeating. What Jesus says is actually happening. Here's the truth that nobody tells you about attracting the wrong people. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you believe you are worth. Not what you say you deserve. Not what you know in your head. And for many people, that belief was formed long before they were old enough to question it. In a home where love was conditional. In a childhood where affection had to be earned. In a relationship that left them feeling like too much and not enough at the same time. And Jesus knew this. He did not just heal people's bodies. He always went after the belief beneath the wound. Remember the woman at the well. She had been through 5 relationships, looking for something in every one of them that none of them could give her. Jesus did not lecture her about her choices. He said, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst." John 4 verses 13 to 14. She was not looking for bad relationships on purpose. She was thirsty. She had a real need, for love, for belonging, for someone to finally choose her and stay. And she had been drinking from every source she could find. That is Jade. That is the person watching this right now. Thirsty for something real. And drinking from sources that were never built to satisfy it. 3 reasons the pattern keeps repeating. Now let me show you why it keeps happening. Because once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Reason 1. You are looking for a person to heal what only God can. Every time you enter a relationship hoping this person will finally make you feel chosen, valuable, and worthy of staying, you are placing a God-sized need on human shoulders. And no person was ever built to carry that. They will buckle under the weight every time. Not because they are terrible, but because they were never designed for that job. Jesus is the only one who can heal the wound that keeps driving the pattern. Not a better relationship. Not a more loving person. Him, in the specific place where the belief was formed. Reason 2. You confuse intensity for love. When love has always come with anxiety, uncertainty, and the constant need to prove yourself, calm and consistent love feels wrong. It feels boring, like something is missing. But familiar is not the same as right. And chemistry is not the same as God's confirmation. Proverbs says it simply. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Proverbs 14 verse 12. What feels right in your nervous system, and what is right before God, are two very different things, until the wound is healed and the two come into alignment. Reason 3. You have not let God tell you who you are. Jade's real problem was not the men she chose. It was that she had never sat still long enough to let God speak her identity over her before she went looking for it in someone else. She knew scriptures about worth, and belief is only formed through encounter, through time in the presence of a God who says, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31 verse 3. Everlasting, not conditional, not waiting for you to be good enough. Everlasting. That word, received deeply, repeatedly, personally, is what rebuilds the foundation that was broken. After that night in her car, Jade made one decision. She was not going to date for 90 days. 90 days of letting God be the first voice she heard every morning before she looked at her phone, before she checked who had messaged her, before the world got a chance to define her worth for the day. She started every morning with one simple prayer. God, tell me who I am before anyone else gets the chance. It felt strange at first. Quiet, almost lonely, but slowly, week by week, something shifted. The anxious reaching stopped. The need to be chosen by someone, anyone, began to loosen its grip. She started recognizing unhealthy patterns earlier. She started walking away from things that would have held her captive 6 months before. And she told me at the end of those 90 days, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not looking for someone to complete me. I feel like I'm already whole. And now I finally know what I'm actually looking for. She did not find wholeness in a relationship. The pattern is not your destiny. The wound is not your identity. And the wrong people, they were never the real problem. They were the symptom of a thirst that only one person was ever built to quench. Jesus is not standing far off waiting for you to figure this out on your own. He is right here, in this moment, in this video, saying the same thing he said to the woman at the well. I know everything about you, and I am still here. You do not have to keep starting over with a different face and the same wound. The pattern can break, today, right now, the moment you let Jesus into the specific place where the lie was first believed. Right now, type this in the comments. Say it out loud as you type it. Let your heart hear what your spirit already knows. I am not what I have attracted. I am what Jesus says I am. That is not just encouragement. That is the truth that breaks the pattern for good. Send this to someone still stuck in the cycle. Someone who keeps asking why it keeps happening to them. Subscribe, because every week we go deeper into letting Jesus rebuild the foundation that the wrong people and the wrong beliefs have tried to take from you. And you are never as far from wholeness as the wound made you feel.